Call the meeting to order.
Jenkins,
Here.
Harden,
Here.
Hahn, McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl.
Here.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With neither of the participants here this evening, we move on to section 1, the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll second.
Call it. It's just on the, okay, very good. Move on to section 3, new business.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2014-56, authorizing TIF warning funds to Knights of Pythias, 320 South Main.
I'll second.
Discussion. I guess one of the first questions I'm going to have is, how much money do we have in the TIF district? And is it going to cover all obligations, or at least all of the requests this evening?
With all the requests that are in front of you, Mayor, with the dollar amounts that are in the resolution, all of the requests can be completed, yes.
Okay. And these all went in front of our TIF board today, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any discussion?
Let me throw out there that the TIF board met tonight. It was a very lengthy committee meeting. There was only X number of dollars left to go around. And as you can see, that there were several different requests for funds. So they really had to wrangle with this. Tonight, everyone except for one, a non-for-profit organization, everyone was awarded 70% across the board. So they moved these numbers around until they could make it so it was fair to each and everybody.
So the first resolution is 100%.
It's for 70%.
It's for 70%.
Yes.
Do we know if the Knights will be able to do the work with 70%?
I don't know.
70%. The committee, there again, they discussed that 70% will allow for the outside wall to be fixed, the flooring to be fixed, and the windows to be replaced, the lower windows. They were concerned that would make the building solid, and that was really what their big concern was, so that the building would remain.
Are all funds exhausted if we were to approve?
Each and every one of them,
each
you will
and-
exhaust the fund.
Okay. Any other discussion? Call it.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I'll make a motion, we accept resolution 2014-57, authorizing TIF number 1 funds to Rob O'Malley at 221 South Main.
Second.
Discussion?
This allows Mr. O'Malley, who is obviously the building owner down there where the flower shop is located, to do some interior work to the back of the building, build a new bathroom, install a garage door, etc., in the amount of $9,640. Again, that is at 70% of his initial request.
Any discussion? Call it.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2014-58, authorizing TIF 1 funds to Thomas M. Bolton, 116.5 South Main Street.
Who?
I need a second.
I second it.
All right, discussion.
Who is this?
This would be the building over here that he Kick Godin used to own.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
Mr. Bolton has bought it on contract. This is a 70% grant. This allows for the exterior walls to be repaired in the amount of $12,726.
This is on the same building that we had the brickwork done.
Yeah.
The adjoining walls.
My understanding that if this wasn't done, I mean, a lot of the work that we've already done, suffer, correct? Or, I mean, we've got a building.
Potentially.
But now the rest of it will be taken care of.
Correct.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Call it.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion, resolution 2014-59, authorizing TIF 1 funds to Farmer City Masonic Lodge at 226 South Main.
I second.
Discussion.
This TIF grant allows for 100% of a new awning to cover both buildings, one used by Main Street Video and the second building which is utilized by the museum. They're going to replace that metal awning across there, and since they are a non-for-profit and since they do have 2 occupants in there, the TIF grant awarded them 100% in the amount of $7,728.
I guess I don't think that's fair, because you're giving them because they have the occupants. We can't get an occupant in that Knights of Pythias building right now because the damn thing is not in good shape. I think that's a wrong, they get 70% just like everybody else as far as I'm concerned.
Part of the thing that they did weigh is that it was only $7,000 compared to $100,000 that the KP Lodge asked for.
That would be $5,409 if it was the 70%.
I understand your point of view.
So is there an amendment?
You gotta vote on this.
Well, if you have an amendment, I mean, if you vote on it, you vote no, but I mean,
Okay, I move to amend it
okay.
to 70%.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? We're voting on the amendments.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear who seconded it.
I did.
Okay.
Max seconded, so this is the amendment.
Correct.
On the amendment, call it.
Jenkins,
No.
Harden,
This is on the vote for
The amendment, it's 70%. You're voting on the 70%.
versus 100.
Correct.
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
motion carries.
And then we do not need to,
You vote on the main motion.
yeah, now we must vote on the main motion. So we need, we already have it, so call it.
But your main motion is your...
It's now $5,409.
Right. Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
motion carries.
I'll make a resolution that we accept 2014-60, authorizing TIF 1 funds to Dan Galbert at 222 South Main.
I second.
Any discussion?
This is a 70% grant, which allows Dan to make repairs to the structural part of the roof and to install a new roof. This comes in at $12,012, and there's some brick repair being done to the building as well.
Which building is this?
Be the one that looks like an old bank.
Okay.
next to the museum.
And did it used to be the eye doctor?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Mitchell's.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Call it?
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley, Pearl,
Yes.
motion carried.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2014-61, authorizing TIF fund funds to Terry Craddock, 118 South Main.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
Terry is doing some heating, cooling work, and some other work inside the apartments down there, which will allow him to have 2 more apartments completed and ready to be rented out. Again, it's a 70% grant in the amount of $16,638.
Any discussion? Call it?
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
motion carried.
I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution 2014-62, authorizing TIF 1 funds to McKinley Water Conditioning at 300 South Main.
Second.
Discussion.
McKinley Water Conditioning had put in a proposal for roof repair and window installation, replacement of windows. This is a 70% grant in the dollar amount of $14,608.
Any discussion? Further? Call it?
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Present.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2014-63, authorizing TIF 1 funds to Liquid Edge, 1710 North John Street.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
Liquid Edge had submitted a TIF application for the construction of a new building to include a showroom area and concrete work, well over $200,000. The TIF committee, based on trying to spread the money out, awarded them $47,500.
For any of you that haven't been out there to he is.
Oh, I've been out there.
It's quite the deal he's got
Yes.
out there. It just doesn't seem like it's talked about very much in town, but it's very impressive what he's got out there.
Probably more well known in the state than it is in local.
I hear more people coming into town for that.
No, it is. Any other discussion? Call it.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
motion carried.
No city managers report this evening. Do you have anything, sir?
The only thing that I wanted to say real quick, since this was a special meeting, that you did have a TIF committee that was in force for several years. Randy Perry, Sally Williams, Dick Reynolds, and Barry Bailey. Tonight was their last meeting. They served the community well. Maybe we didn't always agree with what they brought to us, but they did serve as a committee, and I think they need to be recognized as a
Yes.
thank you from the city council.
Do we need a motion to disband them?
No.
And that would be appointed positions,
They were just an advisory committee.
and to replace them, is that?
No,
There's no
there's
replacement.
no replacement.
replacement.
TIF is
Because
disbanded.
disbanded.
It is disbanded as of,
Okay.
so.
And we need to get them a plaque.
I think that we can discuss ways that we can recognize them in a very public manner. They're very much appreciated. Anything else from,
No, sir.
any non-agenda items and other business this evening? I do want to publicly say that I think TIF 1 was very good for this community, and we can see a lot of very positive changes on Main Street. I'm very sad that we are losing the TIF district, and I would love to sit down with these other taxing bodies, especially after the coming election, and talk about, at least explore another TIF. is good for the community. That's a personal opinion. So,
Without it, I don't know where this money would have come from.
well,
I'll tell you what, your Main Street would be gone.
it would have.
Flat out, I got a building that just, I wouldn't be able to fix it the first time around, fix the brick. There's been other things too, and I am concerned about the lodge down there in the corner, even though they didn't give all the money, which I think is wrong, but it's, yeah. This was done 25 years ago, done when I was the mayor, to put this in place. And it has been, it first took off kind of slow, but later on it got going and everything, and we started using it to our advantage, and didn't really use it the way we should have, I don't think. I think we should have done things a little bit different over the 21 years, 22 years and everything. Probably should have looked to start taking the money and done a lot quicker. The other thing too is, I would have maybe suggested we loaned the money out and paid it back in a way. Everybody would have paid it back, so everybody wouldn't have got cheated out of anything, and you can do that. You could have paid it back with a low interest, like a 1 or 2% interest rate, and it could have been paid through the taxes over the 22 years, and it could have been, we wouldn't have lost anything if we'd done that. There's many ways. It was very creative. It wasn't probably taken care of in the most creative way that it should have been in the years it was done, but
Probably raises a very valid point. We don't need to wait and start banking on an extended TIF too. We need to be very proactive.
the thing about the TIF is, nobody understands it. They look at it as being a tax, as taking something away. Yeah, in a way it is, but it's something that they didn't have before. And the TIF district got put in place, it should have increased the value of all the property, and then that money that increased went into the fund. And what was already there was there. Now, I think the school looks like they got cheated out of it. They didn't get cheated out of anything. They're still getting what they would have always got. And really, the property values haven't raised that much. The taxes haven't raised that much in the 20-some years. In the 22 years it's been put in place. But I think everybody just misunderstood. I think anybody that balked on not wanting to help extend this TIF district for a longer period of time just did not understand what was going on.
I would be personally interested in knowing the candidates' thoughts on possible TIF.
Oh,
Love to hear
If
from
he can
them.
still do it, I think if he can still put one back in place, I think it's something to do.
I think we need to.
It's just so expensive. You know that.
Any other non-agenda items? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So,
Call it.
Hardman,
Yes.
McKinley, Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
motion carries.